favorite time of the year is about a month away. Have you filed yet?
I don't know. Financial advisor Brett Gottlieb is joining us. Brett, good morning.
Good morning.
It's a fine time of year where a lot of our CPA friends, accountant friends, they disappear. You don't see them at all. Very busy.
Right.
Let's talk about where we are now, because a lot of rules have changed and people are delayed. The storms in January.
Right.
Where are we with that in terms of you can push back your filing?
So the biggest thing is normally taxes due April 15th. Because San Diego County was so heavily impacted by the storms, everyone, if you are in the San Diego County zip codes, any of them, you now have till June 17th.
Wait, I'm sorry, so anybody in the...
Anyone.
In San Diego County?
San Diego County. So as long as you have a San Diego County zip code, you do not have to file or pay until June 17th.
Why the blanket permit? Is it just because it's easier that way, just everybody in the county, instead of getting specific to what street, who got damaged and what? So even if you had no effects of this rain, but you're in San Diego County, you have until
June 17th. Yep.
Is that just because it's easier, or what's the thought process?
For sure.
It's
yeah, it's just easier. I mean, you're going to go and pick and choose. They've done things like this before.
Right.
If you remember last year, they had the same situation, but it was more selective. There were specific zip codes. I think they realized that was too much of a headache.
Right.
And even to the point where if you just moved here and you weren't even here during it, as long as you'll get a notice that says, hey, you didn't file on time, and then you'd say, hey, well, no, I actually live in this county, and they give you that.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, good to know.
Every year, there are always changes that come with the taxes. So are there like some really big ones that we need to know about?
Well, I think this push of the timing is the biggest one. Beyond that, the standard deduction has gone up. So 13 from 2022, which was the last filing last year that people did for the 23 tax year. If you're single, $13,885. If you're married, $27,700. Those are your amount that you have to be able to call it. I tell everybody it's kind of like your first income that's tax-free, and beyond that is where it's taxed. So I think that's a key one. There's a little bit of an increase in the tax credit that you get for having more than 3 kids in your household. Those are really the key big changes this year.
I wanted to ask, in terms of, because we have this ability, or for lack of a better term, to wait until June to file.
Right.
Are there benefits to filing early, aside from maybe if you're going to get a return, you get your money sooner, or what are the benefits? Like if you owe money, explain the difference there.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing, if you can file early, you should, and a couple key reasons. Number one, the IRS actually says that the average return is a $3,000 refund.
Oh, wow.
So if you're going to get a refund, why are we letting the IRS hold on our money and we're not getting interest for that? So get it in as quickly as possible. One of the others is it also protects against identity theft, because you can only file on one tax return, and that's actually a pretty big scam out there where they will file to try and get a refund that you should have gotten.
Oh, I see.
So by filing, now you're safe and protected. There are, when it comes to the overall kind of planning around taxes, it's like this: the sooner you get it done, you also have the ability, if you owe, to make sure you can save towards it. So we know that April 15th, traditionally this year, June 17th, I've got to file, but I also have to pay by that date. Well, if I file the taxes earlier, I could, and do it in January or February, even March at this point. I now have a month or so, 2 months, 3 months to actually save up if I'm going to owe something.
Okay.
The IRS just launched this free direct file program. So what is this and how does it work?
So the first thing I would say, we're not CPAs. I would talk to your CPA or tax professional, number one, about this. But from what we understand and looking into it, this is a pilot program. The challenge with this pilot program is there's only 12 states that they're doing it in. California happens to be one of them. It has to be very simple. So if you get Social Security income, W-2 income, you could do it. If you get 1099 income, you can't do it. If you itemize your deductions, you can't do it. It's only standard deductions. So there's a lot of rules. They're just trying to test it out, and it's really a way to go direct to the IRS, file directly. It's free, but what that ultimately looks like, we're going to have to wait and see as it moves along.
I know I'm not good at any of this stuff. That's why we have financial advisors and CPAs. Brett Gottlieb, we thank you, as always, for the expertise.
Of course.
Good
Thank you.